local political leader here gathered Bob Yoakum, the owner of our organization, and Don Kelly and Bob Weiler, and they rented a charter bus and they drove around town, and people from the Enterprise Foundation were there and told us what they did and that they wanted to come to Columbus, Ohio to assist in our housing needs here.
We went to Baltimore with Jimmy Rouse. We sat down and asked him if he would be able and willing to come to Columbus, Ohio and help us set up an entity like he had set up in DC and Baltimore.
My dad, who was the co-founder of our company, was approached by Don Kelly, a very good friend of his and someone he had enormous respect for. And Don explained to him that we, as the largest builder in Columbus, needed to be involved in this affordable housing initiative. And anyone that knows Don Kelly knows that you either say yes or you're going to say yes.
And so when Don came back with Max, they were so enthused about it and said, you know, this is something we need to do as realtors, as people who are in that profession. If we don't take the lead, who will? That was kind of the thought. We now saw Columbus Housing Partnership evolve into Homeport, where we are helping literally thousands of people rent apartments at levels that they would not otherwise be able to afford.
I think about Homeport being a great ambassador to communities, to individuals, to corporations. Think about it. Not only does Homeport change a life or a neighborhood, it also helps provide jobs.
Well, Homeport is by far the largest affordable housing agency, if you will, in the city. And so it has a huge impact. You have more than 6,000 people depending on Homeport every day for housing, and a number of them for support that comes through different agencies and partnerships. And I think Homeport over time has evolved those partnerships and has become recognized for being a very good partner organization.
The key word is partner, because see, Homeport could come in and as a rehab, they could have just left it there, but see, partners, they invest.
And then there are also thought leaders in the community around the Affordable Housing Alliance and inspiring all of us to work together so that we can help tackle this issue, because our lack of affordable housing is one of our biggest concerns in this community.
We're being purposeful and intentional, and it's guiding our work, where we're investing our capital dollars, where we're partnering with other great agencies like Homeport and focusing on Linden, Hilltop, Marion, Franklin.
That was very much in housing, and I wanted to see more housing for more people in our cities in tough areas, you know, where it's challenging to build housing and provide affordable opportunities, and Homeport made it easier.
And if you have that strong foundation and you have that roof over your head, that makes you able to go out and conquer all the other things in life and one less thing to worry about.
Homeport really, through their efforts to stabilize communities and build communities, it really helps our community, so everybody gets a chance to succeed.
The great thing about Homeport is, you know, you take something that has been, you know, used and abused, and you turn it into something that's fantastic again. And that's what's so cool about Homeport.
You know, there are certain things that are primary for stability and success, and housing is at the very core of that.
Our relationship with Homeport has always been a very positive one. When I first started with the city, the big push was on the North Broad community, and frankly, spanning the 10 years that I've been here, going from a neighborhood that was really in transition to a neighborhood that is very vibrant.
I've been around long enough working with Homeport to know how they've changed communities, how they've actually gone in and identified an entire neighborhood, an entire community, and took on that neighborhood as a great project, and house by house and street by street, until that community became more vibrant. That community became a place that families could call home. And that's what Homeport does.
When I first became involved with Homeport, we had a single mother here who was struggling to find an affordable home. They had a neighborhood club that she became involved in. She had no worries about her son in the neighborhood. It brought them to the point of security.
Homeport has made a tremendous impact throughout the community. It can be measured one family, one person at a time. It can be measured in the thousands of people who have lived in Homeport homes over the 30 years.
Having Homeport as a leader in the field and working at the holistic supports that they bring to their families and their residents is so important when you think of the individual, whether it's a single working mother or a senior citizen, to know that they are engaged with Homeport and Homeport is engaged with them and bringing, at a bare minimum, stable housing to that individual, and then even better, bringing additional services to help support that individual and what they might be experiencing in life.
Columbus is a place that I genuinely believe has a lot of opportunity for a lot of people. But we also have some pretty significant challenges.
That is awakening the passion of the people in the neighborhood, in the area, because bricks and mortar do not solve social problems, but they facilitate the solution by bringing the people together and empowering the people to do it themselves.
What's important about what Homeport does, it's not just working poor, it could be seniors, it could be folks that have a disability, so it's also important to make sure that people have life skills who are living in Homeport communities, and Homeport's been great at doing that as well.
We also know that having a stable, safe place to live is critically important to workforce development. For moms and dads that are working hard and playing by the rules, it's absolutely a critical part to that.
Oh, it's critical, and that's probably an understatement. So everything I've read about affordable housing will tell you if there's any one thing you can do for a child's development is to provide them with that safety and security of affordable housing.
Security, opportunity, and dignity. And without housing, you can't have any of those. And we have too many people that are at risk. And Homeport continues to push the envelope to be able to be the best provider they can be.
I'm grateful to Homeport. And the reason I'm grateful to Homeport is that over these past 30 years, they've made a difference in people's lives and made the city a better place. And people who otherwise would not have a place to live in an affordable manner, Homeport is giving people a chance, giving people an opportunity to fulfill the American dream.
I am really optimistic about Homeport. I feel as good about Homeport today and the work that they're doing as I ever have. And I think they continue to make a big difference. There's still a lot of work to do, but I think we're up to the challenge.